Okay, welcome back. We are getting into the draft now. Again, we're on Garden of Terror. I don't know if that was a random pick or a manual one. But I also don't know if this is the correct draft again. So you can unmute your mic, Nick. And let's get this underway. Forehead are going to first ban out Zagara. And Yolo McSwaggins are going to then ban out the Uther.
Maybe this is fine. Let's hope for it. Fingers crossed. Come on, Heroes Draft.
So then, Forehead now have a lot of options on what they can pick. I was going to say they have the Leoric picks open, they still have Zeratul open, they still have the Johanna pick open, and Jaina if they really want to go there. But they pick up the Leoric first. He's just such a solid tank. He can solo tank so well as being put into multi-tank tank composition.
Straight away taking away that Johanna and that Jaina from Yolo McSwaggins. So obviously they don't want to let Forehead have both of those power tanks if they are going to go with a multi-tank comp.
Well, the best two tanks currently in the game, I'd imagine, the current, statistically speaking, best two or most popular two tanks in the game to solo tank are Leoric and Johanna.
Yeah.
Jaina is still the burst damage beast she always was. It's just Kael'thas, the Fire Mage, isn't as good as he used to be anymore. So that means Jaina has now kind of bumped herself up in the ranged assassin priority list above Kael'thas, I'd imagine, for the fact that he did get changed, so Chain Bomb isn't nearly as good as it used to be. That being said, Yolo McSwaggins, they picked up the Johanna and the Jaina, which is really good for them. There's two real key tanks picks to go with. Taking the Johanna away from from Forehead, meaning that if they do want to do a multi-tank composition, she can't be part of it. Which I think we saw Forehead go with last... Oh no, they were against Johanna again last game.
Yeah, maybe Forehead had a look at the draft of Rainbow Wookiees, as Yolo McSwaggins did play that Zagara in Game 1. So they also played a Rexxar, so shame we didn't get to watch that one.
Yeah, this is a bit of a shame, but we're going to get the Zeratul pick out and then a Muradin. So the Muradin Leoric double tank combo coming again out of Team Forehead. Really interesting to see that they really favour that lineup. They've got the stuns plus the slows. Leoric's one of these heroes who is so good versus other tanks. The fact that he takes 25% of his health with his little wraith hand is so strong. So strong.
No support pickup from either side yet. Is that something that they're just not favoured nowadays?
Potentially. I mean, Yolo McSwaggins, they get, obviously this next ban, then it's Forehead's ban, then Yolo McSwaggins get the next pick. So we could see, say, a Malfurion ban come out, and then Forehead then ban something else out, and that means Yolo McSwaggins are free to pick from the remainder of the supports. They could pick up the Rhaegar if it's not banned out by Forehead, or in fact Rhaegar is going to be banned out by McSwaggins, which means they favour the Malfurion over the Rhaegar, most likely. I think a smart ban for Forehead now would be to ban out the Malfurion, because it's almost certain that Yolo McSwaggins is just going to pick him up if they don't. And if they do ban out the Malfurion, that leaves Lili, Brightwing and Karazin as the three kind of main healers left.
Karazim not going to be something you want to run into Muradin necessarily, so
definitely not.
Not the most favoured thing you want to pick up there.
Yeah. I would be surprised if Forehead don't ban out the Malfurion. In fact, they don't.
I was going to ban the Reyna.
Interesting. I mean, giving Yolo McSwaggins, Reyna and Jaina would be huge for them. But they're just going to pick up Kael'thas and then a really quick Karazin pickup.
So, ignoring everything I was saying about not wanting to run a Karazim into a Muradin, Yolo McSwaggins don't care. YOLO, let's go with it.
I mean, yeah.
We're seeing that old school, well, I say old school in terms of heroes, AoE comp of the Kael'thas Jaina.
I mean, still very strong. Don't get us wrong. Kael'thas is still a strong ranged assassin, but he just doesn't quite have the power spike he used to.
He's not able to just walk away and walk up to a lane and absolutely destroy it anymore.
And interestingly, Forehead actually have a Zeratul who is really good at picking up that Jaina and Kael'thas if played right, especially with a double tank composition to help peel the damage away from him. And Forehead, with Yolo McSwaggins taking the carries in, are just going to pick up that Malfury. Now, I don't know what their last pick's going to be. I'd imagine a Vala. They're going to go Nazebo, though, just to prove me wrong. And Yolo McSwaggins, I wouldn't be entirely opposed to a Tyrael pick here. Either Tyrael or a secondary support, I think, would be best for them. The reason I say Tyrael is because you can really target out somebody, and actually they're going to go with a Rexxar pick. Wow.
Hey, Rexxar!
I mean, I'm excited. I was going to say they can either go with the double support or the double warrior. I suggested Tyrael because he has shields and stuff like that, and he has a huge initiation. He really complements the Jaina Chaos comp. But we're going to get Rexxar.
That Zeratul has all the squishies lined up in that back line. The question is, can he get to them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he can kill out the Rexxar hero himself, then that's going to be really, really important. And I wonder if we are going to get invited into a lobby. Let's just see if that will happen. I will invite you to a game. Okay, I have made the lobby, so everything is fine here. Oh wait, no, Conus is in the lobby. Ignore me. I'll get Conus to join my lobby. I'll just send us into observers. So, yeah, we're going to be on Garden of Terror. As you can see, this Rexxar pick, I love it. I love it so much. He's been out for a day and we already get it. Now, normally, brand new heroes, brand new maps, they don't get played in tournaments for the first, week. So that just everyone can get a feel. But no, day one. Let's get this done.
Just need to gauge where that power fits in. Rule of thumb, though, released heroes tend to be a little bit stronger than they necessarily otherwise would be. So sometimes you have exceptions to the rule. I wouldn't say that's so true of Rexxar from what I've been hearing. He's from what we were discussing earlier, he's got a very strong jungle, take out those merc camps, some potentially good points in team fights, but he has a lot going against him, a lot of weaknesses that the enemy team can take advantage. But here's the question: do Forehead know what those weaknesses are?
Yeah, I mean, having only played against him for the singular day, they may be unprepared. I think, or I'm hoping, Forehead have a really strong... Or it's not Forehead, sorry, Yolo McSwaggins have a really strong Rexxar player. Now, obviously, it has, as I keep saying, only been a singular day. So, potentially not super strong Rexxar player yet. And Misha, as we were saying earlier, her controls are just awful so far. Absolutely awful. So not a big fan of...
She drives like the truck she's shaped like.
Yeah, definitely. One of the main issues is Rexxar needs to be out of the fight because he dies quite easily. However, if he's in the fight, then he needs to get out. And the only way for him to get out is to run away. In which case, Nisha decides, I'm going to run away with you too. Runs away and body blocks you as you're running away. So
because she runs faster, doesn't she?
Yeah, she runs slightly faster, and then she gets
himself.
Caught on other things, and she gets body blocked. And you're trying to juke things out, and Misha's like, "I'm here." It can get quite frustrating, but
it's like tripping over your own cat.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see some fantastic kind of micromanagement of where that Misha is. So getting rid of the draft screen. Getting into the game screen. We are waiting on one Zarnor to get in. And then we'll be able to get this game underway. As we can see, all of Team 4-Head bar Noizen have done their placement games for, I believe that's Team League, and all rank 1. Together. I have no idea if Noizen is actually rank 1 with
might not be displaying it.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you can choose to display your team league or your standard league, so you can potentially hide that if you've not done your placements in one of the others.
Yeah. Zana is AFK at the moment. I'm not sure why he's asking for a stream link, probably to send to his friends so that they can watch the game. Hopefully not cheat, but there is a 1 minute delay, so it would be harder for that to happen.
Hello, friends.
Yes, hello people who are watching. Thank you for joining us, welcome. This is the semi-finals. It's a best-of-1 series between Team Forehead and Team Yolo McSwaggins, where Team Wondercool, to decide who faces Team Wondercool in the finals in a best-of-3. Now, interestingly, Wondercool have fought tooth and nail to get 2 buys to go straight to the finals, because that's how the brackets worked out, because a couple of our teams didn't show up. So, Wondercool will be fighting to obtain that €25 prize pool, as will the winner of this best-of-1.
And if you're there watching, rather than playing, there's a group of 5 of you, why not join us next week? Jump over onto eSports Wall on Battlefly and get signed up for next week's tournament.
Yeah, esportswall.com. If you just Google that, it'll come up with the website. I know that the next tournament for Heroes is already up on Battlefly, and the website will be updated later tonight or tomorrow morning, where you can sign up for it very easily on there. They also host League of Legends tournaments, Hearthstone tournaments. So if you play anything like that, get your friends and sign up, and they get played every week with small prize pools, just like we have this week. Now,
good
everybody
is team, if nothing else.
Yes, definitely. It gives you a good competitive sense as well with the drafting. Now, everybody is ready. Let's get this game underway. We're loading into Garden of Terror. No skin colour variation here for Rexxar yet. Unfortunate, because I already have a skin colour variation for Rexxar.
You have been playing him all day. Maybe this is his first game as Rexxar, and that could be really interesting. Just like, you know what? I know what I'm going to do.
They are Team Yolo McSwaggins, so why not? Why not?
He has 10 years of Hunter experience in WoW. He's pulled Karazhan. He's pulled Blackfire. He's been through all the raids, killed all the bosses. Now he wants to kill some heroes on the Nexus.
Anything can happen. I do like one of the things Rexxar says if you keep poking him, though, which is like, I think he says, if any loot drops, I want it because of Hunter reasons. Which is fantastic, because back in the day, Hunter literally wanted every single item, basically.
Because they were one of the few classes that could loot everything.
Yep.
So here we are, we're into the Nexus now, and
we're getting in, we're going to have... Yeah, I will do Team Forehead in the red, and we're going to have, on Forehead, Phenom playing Zeratul instead of the Illidan this time. We're going to have Lunan on that Malfurion, Konus is going to be playing Muradin, Costa on the Leoric, and Noisen on that Nazebo.
And over on Yolo McSwaggins, we have one Zoror on the Kael'thas. We have one Spike on the Karazim. Bearman is on the Jaina. We have Lark on the Johanna. And in the Rexxar, we have Devard. Now, Devard is walking into that bush where Forehead were waiting for him. He's just going to go down.
That's a 5-man gank squad straight to mid. Rexxar poked his head into the bush instead of letting Misha charge in, and it's going to be a dead Rexxar.
So, yeah, Lark's going to move to that mid lane, make sure they don't lose the experience there. Don't want that experience gap to grow.
And now, interesting that Lark does that, because the mid lane creeps actually meet up quicker than either of the side lanes, honestly. Just because it's slightly further for the side lanes to walk than it is. And I'm actually going to miss a kill there. Nazebo's going to die on the top lane, looks of things, to the triple combo of the mages plus Karazhan.
Yolo McSwaggins are giving Forehead a taste of their own medicine there. They were waiting in the top bush, and as soon as Nazebo stepped to that midpoint, they just jumped on him.
Yeah, very good play there. Zeratul popping up to go and soak the experience whilst Nazebo runs back to lane. Regen Master out for the Zeratul for the level 1 talent.
Yeah, interesting to take a look at the talents. Rexxar picking up that Hunter-Gatherer at level 1.
Now, Hunter-Gatherer is currently bugged quite severely, where if somebody other than you or Misha picks up the health globe, it doesn't give you a stack.
So that's probably why he's in the bot lane. However, top lane there does look like a little brawl coming on. Kael'thas is going to fall, followed quickly by the Leoric. Jaina and Karazim going to retreat there. Meanwhile, Zeratul is just going to go and wander in, because we're in the first night phase. I didn't hear that one tick over, so...
Oh, fantastic zombie wall out from Noisen there, going to trap 2 in. Zeratul able to blink out, and then the Jaina's going to get picked up. She just took too much damage from Noisen on that gazebo.
Very good switch up from Cronus there, coming in to assist. It looks like he's not going to let Glark go without a fight.
But Zana on that Kael'thas with a great empowered gravity lapse to pick up 2 of them and allow the Karazim to escape successfully.
So we are in the night phase. Lunan deciding to stay and soak that bottom experience rather than roam into the jungle. As we talked about, Rexxar soloing that boss with Misha.
Rexxar has taken Easy Prey, which is the jungling build for Misha, basically. There are 2 really viable options at level 4 for Rexxar. One is Easy Prey, which is effectively Mercenary Lord for Misha, without the benefits of Mercenary. It's like Superiority, the bonus damage to Mercs and take less damage. And the other one to take is the fact that Misha will get 4% of her maximum health every single right click. That's the other viable combination to see. But Leoric's going to get...
Bit of a brawl going on top over that boss there. Yolo came in originally to take it. Forehead forced them out. But that Leoric did go too deep, and Yolo were able to pick that up. Still, looks like it's gone into a elongated fight here. The Cronus and Noisen are trying to get out of the fight. Meanwhile, the Kael'thas is going to fall to the Leoric, I believe. I missed that one a little bit.
Kael'thas got trapped in between Leoric and Malfurion, and was just going to get picked up there, along with the Karazim. Trying to keep him alive.
So, night phase is over. Forehead have that terror.
Yeah, they have 110 seeds in the bank, so that terror's going to cast for one of them. They actually only have 108 because 2 seeds have not been picked up. By the looks of things, I have no idea where they are. They're not on the map.
Maybe they despawned at the end of the night phase.
They don't normally. They normally persist until they're picked up. So it's very interesting to see where they have gone, since there are 180 seeds every single night, and a terror's 100.
Misha may have picked them up. There is currently a bug where Misha can pick things up and they're not being recorded. So that could possibly be one of those. So
on Tomb of the Spider Queen, I was going to say, where Misha, if she picks up the gems, that's fine. It gets transferred to your hero. But occasionally they'll stay on Misha, and she can't hand in, and if she dies, she doesn't drop them. The gems just get erased from existence, which is interesting.
Costa playing hit and run with this Garden Terror, putting a nice pot up on mid so that the creeps can push in there. Meanwhile,
typical thing to do with the first Terror is, you've got a small health pool, just keep putting the plant pot down and take as many towers as you can.
Yeah, Bearman and One Spike just going to chase him though. The Karazim very manoeuvrable, and it is very hard to get away from a Karazim on that Terror.
Now, Misha, Rexxar is going to pick up the level 7 talent for Misha called Aspect of the Beast, which means every right click reduces the charge of Misha, which is the stun, by 2 seconds. It's normally on a 12-second cooldown, very, very strong talent to take. Personally, I prefer to take the one where your Hawk is called Bird of Prey. Your swooping Hawk does loads more damage to mercenaries and to creeps and minions and stuff. So much so that you can one-shot an entire creep wave.
Maybe just trying to find a mid-build here. However, Noisen is going to find Wanzao in the jungle. Nice zombie wall pickup, but unfortunately he did not get the kill there. His friends are coming in though, and Cronus jumps in, nails that kill. Are going to look like they're diving towards the fort. Not such a smart idea now. Lots of ammo on that, so they're going to take what they've got, back off.
Yeah, they do get a kill, which puts them 7 kills to 4 in the favour of Team Forehead.
Just over a level of experience, so they're going to have their heroics now, and they can force a bigger fight maybe while Yolo try and farm that level back.
The only interesting one to see is Gargantuan over Ravenous Spirit. We've seen a lot of favour back into Ravenous Spirit these days, but Gargantuan's still a very, very strong ultimate to take. So Nazeebo, he really has reign of what he wants to do. I think Gargantuan's pretty good on this map in general, because it's quite wide open spaces. Nazeebo can get the split push, and the Gargantuan is far better at taking forts.
So we're going to go into the second night phase, and we are seeing Forehead roaming towards the top as a 3, though all of Yolo McSwaggins are up there, so this is going to be an interesting 3 versus 4 fight. That Malfurion, however, just out of position, and Yolo taken to pieces. Going to force the
Misha
Leoric
charging through, stunning the Malfurion, then gets stunned by the Condemned into a blizzard, and that was all she wrote.
So the Leoric and the Nazeebo just chilling there, making sure, see if they can get some picks. So try and stop this boss going down as fast as it is, while the bottom boss gets picked up by Zeratul and Muradin.
So level 10 coming out now, and we're going to get, interestingly, Unleash the Boars from Rexxar. Not the ultimate of choice for most heroes.
Maybe he wants to do a lot of chasing. Oh, we're going to go to another brawl here. They're very quick pick on the Jaina as she was standing in that bush. The guys from Forehead just looking as bloodthirsty as they were in the first game, really.
They're really playing super objective based. They're going around doing what they need to and then picking the fights at the right time. They're setting up these fantastic party bushes constantly, and I think we're seeing a really, really good few games out of Forehead so far, doing the same thing as they did in the first game, the Leoric Muradin combo, just doing work. And a real key point with Leoric Muradin is the fact that it doesn't matter who you're ganking, they're going to die just as quickly. If I can get up the correct hero here, Leoric's Drain Hope. Finally remember the ability name, or look it up anyway. Leoric's Drain Hope will do a huge amount of damage to tanks and to assassins alike.
Yeah, percentage-based damage is always good. Interesting that the Rexxar picked up the Garden Terror there. Obviously able to make it work in the bot lane as there wasn't very much presence from Forehead down there, so he's able to pick up the gate and one of the towers. The minions should take that out.
Like I say, interesting that Rexxar's taking it because Misha is no longer in the fight, whilst the Rexxar is in the Terror.
And if the Terror pops while he's in a bad position, he's going to be caught straight away. So he definitely needs to make sure he keeps an eye on that timer and the health of his Terror.
Now, Misha does class as a hero similar to a Lost Viking in regards of taking camps and stuff. Just for reference. Gonna have a fight over this middle fort.
We are, so Terror's still up for Forehead, and they're just going to put that to work. No one's gone down, a little bit of back and forth, and Misha going back in and out with her charge ability there.
Nobody dying, nobody falling particularly low. Fort taken for the side of Forehead, extending the experience lead. They are a talent point advantage, so they could push and press advantage, push in, take a fight. But they're going to back off after taking a fort successfully.
Play it safe.
Yeah, play it safe.
Probably pick up a couple of Merc camps, so they're heading towards those Bruisers and Siege on the top of their jungle.
And while we have a lull, I can go over the talents for both the teams. So Nazeebo, the typical build, we're actually going to get Spider Cluster with bigger toads. Toad-based build. Zeratul, very typical build, the wormhole, the follow-through, all of that good stuff. Leoric, interesting, going to go with Hardened Bones for level 4. Not the most common pick, but still a decent choice. And Crushing Hope, which is a fantastic talent, extra damage picked up on Drain.
Very nice Void Prism there from Zeratul, trying to stop this fight. But Forehead in a bad position. Two of them go down very quickly there.
Yeah.
Got him to Swaggins.
Fantastically caught out the Kael'thas and the Jaina in the Void Prism. All that happened there was the Kael'thas and the Jaina were ready, and they jumped all their abilities straight away on the team of Forehead as soon as they came out of that Void Prism, and it blew up the Malfurion, the Zebo, and the Leoric very, very quickly. I mean, you can't underestimate the double mage of the Chaos Jaina combo.
Yeah, you do have to watch out. However, the Rexxar just showing how important that positioning with Misha is. If you're out of position, you go down like that, and there's not much you can do about it.
Everybody in the top lane looking to get more seeds this way. And in fact, the Johanna is going to take that full duration drain hope and take an extra 10% damage because of that 13 talent picked up by the Leoric. Now, level 13 talents for Team 4-head. Gonna get Wildfire Bear. Sorry, not for Team 4-head, for Team Yolo Swaggins. Gonna get Wildfire Bear. It's very confusing because on the tab scores, the stat screen, the red team is the wrong way around. I've got Rexxar in the red team on my stat screen. And yeah,
oh, so do I.
That's very odd.
Interesting.
But a fight's happening top lane.
Oh, there is a fight going on top lane, fighting over that boss. Boss picked up by 4-head there. However, the Zeratul is going down, followed by the Nazebo. Kael'thas is going to follow up with that Phoenix, but no, they're getting out. Malfurion pops those wings, has a nice dream. Tranquility, just keeping himself, tops himself almost all the way back up, and he's gonna be quite happy there. We already have a Guardian Terror ready and waiting for one of the teams. I have actually lost some of my UI elements. Yeah. the Terror's ready for YOLO, but they are going to pick up the second boss and just push themselves ahead on the seeds.
They can't quite get another Terror lined up, but it does mean that they are pretty equal footing as far as seeds go after this for the next night. Now, a lot more push has come out from Team 4-head, but the experience advantage is effectively nil now.
Yard picking up that Terror again. Interesting to see that he opts to put it on him all the time. However, he has gone a bit too deep. And 4-head are going to punish and take away a lot of the health off of that Terror. So the lead they built up from that fight, although the experience they've got back is going to help them in the long run, that Terror's not going to do much work this time. But saying that, he does just pick up a Malfurion in this fight.
Yeah,
however,
Devoid with that Rexxar getting really aggressive, and Misha, he's going to be in a good position to set up a Misha charge, stun out the Nazebo and pick up that kill as well.
Very aggressive play from him here.
Potentially why Devoid keeps going into that Terror. As soon as they're out, he's in a great position for Misha to charge and get some stun through. Yes, the Rexxar character itself could take a lot of damage and die, but hasn't been the case. And the Oric's actually...
The Oric while taking the gates as well. Like, 4-head don't seem to be able to find any position to push back here. So Zeratul going to go in. He's going to blink back out again. Just get a little bit of damage on. Keep poking them. Wait for an opening to be able to take somebody out.
This does look like a keep is going to fall. For the time of the McSwaggins. And both teams have the 16 talents now.
Arcane Barrier picked up by Kael'thas again, so definitely wanting to stay in those fights.
And we're going to get the Breath of Heaven healing gets more and more the more heroes you've got in it. The circle of healing. Circle of life, sorry.
Additional heal from Misha and from Rexxar there, taking critical care. So
I mean,
definitely wanted to keep that tank alive as long as they can.
Not a particularly favourable pick. Normally at 16 you'll see Feign Death. Taken out was Feign Death 13, I forget.
Feign Death, I believe, is 13, yeah. Instead they took the Wildfire Ball, so the constant damage in an AoE from Misha there. Feign Death a very strong talent, and interesting to see that he's not
It's a longer duration, shorter cooldown ice block, where you still get to control your bear. You
get complete control of the bear during the Feign Death, don't you? So
yeah, and it's it can let you actually control Misha. Misha's biggest downfall, her controls.
Be interesting to see if we ever see a change where Abathur's hat can control the bear for you.
That would be interesting. But great Void Prism coming out here, and the Jaina's going to get caught out there and get picked off really, really quickly.
Zeratul's probably going to go down for it, but 1 for 1, not too bad here. The Lunar's going to keep them up with that Tranquility. Meanwhile, Johanna is going to try and get out of that fight, being chased down by the Leoric and the Nazebo. It's still going to go down. A little bit of a fight being put up by Kael'thas as they back out. But Forehead going to keep chasing, and now they're at the gates. They're going to go see what they can pick up during this night phase. So Yolo McSwaggins is going to need to back, get some heals, a lot of time to pick up those seeds and get that Terror. They're very close to a Terror, and they might be able to pick up enough to slot the second one in.
I think what Forehead are looking to do is take all the small camps as quick as possible and then go and take the top Terror and get those seeds. That forces Yolo McSwaggins to only have the bottom Terror if they want any seeds.
Maybe they can pressure a team fight down there afterwards, especially if Yolo keep pushing this top one.
Noisen started the Terror, but Cronus on the Muradin is just going to back away. Not going to engage on this, but potentially setting up for a team fight here.
Yeah, looking for a better angle on the way in. That Leoric goes in. Oh, we have a pause. Something is not right there.
Tactical pause coming out here.
They're going to discuss how the team fight goes. So, interesting positioning coming there. Phenom's experiencing lag. We do know the Blizzard servers have been having a couple of issues this afternoon. So, fingers crossed.
I'm on currently just under 100 MS, so I'm suffering a little bit. I'm normally on about 16. So we'll see how it goes. I fear that the Leoric was the one who lagged out, and that's what put him in the bad position.
Yeah, so they're back into the team fight there. Leoric does go down very quickly, and
Devoid on that Rexxar is really low health at the moment. If he's not careful, he can get picked up.
The Johanna's going in deep, catches the Nazebo and puts him to rest. Venom, with that Terror though, going to go charging back into the Yolo McSwaggins lines.
I think I would have much rather see Venom just split push with this. I think the fight is lost. I think Team Forehead need to back out, and Venom just needs to go and take the middle keep or the fort bottom.
But at this point, they're so deep, they're just going to keep pushing it. Venom's going to pick up that Jaina as he turned into a plant. Going to try for the Kael'thas, does exactly the same, takes his damage out by putting him to a plant. And Devoid just out of position on that Rexxar, taking a lot of damage from Venom once again. So Venom is doing work on this.
Yeah. Those Malfurion roots into the polymorphs are doing a huge amount. Malfurion taking a lot of damage in the back, but they pick up the 2 kills, almost getting that Rexxar as well. And that's not going to be a bad fight for Forehead.
2 for 2 trade, no one picks up the boss. A few seeds still lingering around, which Forehead are going to now pick up. Venom actually looking to start this boss once again with Cronus and just 2 of them.
They will be able to quite easily. Muradin's very tanky, will be able to get through this. However, that leaves all the seeds bottom for the availability of Team Yolo McSwaggins. And they're both very close to getting a Guardian Terror at this point. Very, very close. 13 seeds needed for Forehead, whilst only 28 needed for McSwaggins.
While they started, they did pick up the siege camp first, so there is going to be a little bit of pressure on mid, as the siege camp will push that way forward towards the currently unfallen keep of Forehead. So this team fight, the longer they delay around the boss, the more that mid's going to push in.
Some seeds getting picked up for both teams here, as they're trying to get this Guardian Terror. Venom's looking for an opening with that Zeratul, maybe to get a good Void Prism off, but an engagement here, initiation, Zombie Wall to disengage. The balls are going to come out here. Rexxar's used his ulti, and that's...
Venom with a Void Prism. Cronus walking straight into that Void Prism, ready to start the fight. A nice eye spot from Jaina there, but just puts her straight into the Zebra's sight. She's going to go down. Karazim also going down. Oh, the Jaina did not fall.
She
nice
died.
Steal there.
Yeah, she got divine palmed by the Karazim, but will end up getting picked up there, as will the Johanna. Team Forehead really coming through in this semis.
Venom assassinating that Kael'thas. I did not see the Johanna go down, so it's just a 5 versus 1 now. They're just going to pressure this gate without a creep line and push on straight for the keep without taking the floor.
I mean, it's an interesting play. Tactical choice.
Get catapults in that lane anyway. Start that lane pushing forward. No, they're going to go straight onto the core. They just want to end it
they
now.
have 30 seconds till Johanna and Kael'thas are alive, so Team Forehead potentially getting a bit too ballsy here.
So Devoid, how much work can you do on that Rexxar? And yeah, they're backing away now. They've said no.
Noison's actually going to get picked up on the Nazebo, not able to survive through all those tower shots, I don't think.
He just about makes it. The heals.
That was close, and bit of a misplay there from Forehead. They won a fantastic team fight, and now they're getting really pressured back as Team Yolo McSwaggins are basically all alive at this point. They could have just taken the Terror, got all the seeds, and now they're potentially just going to have a team fight over it again. Although they may give it up. That looks like what's going to...
Does look like they're going to give it up. Go back, recuperate, heal, maybe pick up their own mercenaries. We'll see where they go once they've backed and healed. One Spike waiting for that Forehead to come charging in, waiting in that bush to be on the front on the front lines there, but Forehead nowhere near him, so they are picking up those siege camps on their side of the
Now we
board.
have a small lull. I'm just going to quickly go over the talents we've seen picked up for level 20. Hardened Skin, very typical for the Rexxar, from what I've seen and played. It's just, I much prefer it. Especially, and the upgraded Boar ulti is definitely not worth it. Indestructible for Johanna, very typical. We don't have an Uther, I thought. We had an Uther for a second. The Karazim is actually going to go with Storm Shield, along with the Malfurion picking that up as well.
Very, very close ultimates, but not quite the same. The Uther and the Karazim there, both having those the indestructibility and the Divine Palm.
Upgraded Death March, the upgraded March of Black King for the Leoric coming out here.
Yeah.
However, there is a fight happening over the core of Team Forehead.
Yeah, so we've got a zoning Phoenix that's just going to go down. The Void, once again, in that Terror, seems to have picked up some of Venom's skills and is doing some work, putting down a lot of damage. The Venom being picked out there by the Johanna and taken down, just CC'd until he fell. Leoric also falls there, and they're going to turn around and take this.
We have a 3v2 here at this point. And the core is falling very quickly, actually. We're at 20%. We may see Yolo McSwaggins do this. And we are Yolo McSwaggins. GG, just. I think a huge misplay. Extending and trying to go for the core for Team Forehead there.
Yeah, definitely.
They should have taken the keep. I mean, it was a questionable play, but successfully did it. They should have just backed off, taken the Terror, got the seeds, got Garden Terror, and that would have been that. Would have been much better, but we do see Yolo McSwaggins advancing through to the finals. Rexxar doing a lot of work there. Most tank, most siege damage, but he took it out in Terror, so the siege damage is understandable.
Not too far behind on hero damage either. Kael'thas 64k, 57k from that Rexxar. So Rexxar doing work. Only 2 deaths as well for how aggressive his play was. Good to see a Rexxar. So they're going to move on. Yolo McSwaggins are going to move to the finals to face Wondercool, which is going to be a best of 3. So interesting to see how they're going to adapt their drafts here.